A move by the Trump administration has sparked allegations of bigotry. The name on a portrait of a former state and federal health official was changed. It was an act of political malice.
Levine became the first transgender person to win Senate confirmation as a senior government official. But NPR reports the name on the portrait has been changed to her birth name, Richard.
He went from Rachel to Richard. Like, if I changed,
Richard to Rachel.
Or sorry, Richard to... If I change my name, that's like me going from Clark to Claire.
They
I'd
do
become
that?
like a Jessica.
Well,
Because Jessicas are...
Yeah, I was gonna say you need a name. What's
Yeah.
a good name?
Amber?
What?
Amber's a stripper.
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gaze, where we take on LGBT insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? What members only did we do last week?
Last week we reacted to comments about your surgery.
Oh, yeah. You guys were pretty relentless with that one. But this week, we are going to be reacting to the most offensive AI videos we could find on the internet.
If you laugh at any of them, you're racist,
We
homophobic, ableist, problematic.
We didn't have to do much searching. We just had to look in our Reels algorithms. And they popped up.
And as you can see, we are here in our new studio in Clarkson's apartment.
We are in my place.
I had the misfortune of wearing stripes on stripes, so I borrowed one of Clarkson's sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Ew, what is that?
But we're still working out this new setup, but so far I think it looks pretty good. You have to let us know what you think.
I'm still babushka.
Yeah. Anyway, do you remember Rachel Levine?
I do, yeah.
Okay, tell people who that is.
Rachel Levine, what was she, the health secretary?
Yeah.
Trans health secretary.
Not the number one, but a high-ranking health official in the Biden administration.
Rachel is trans. Rachel doesn't pass very well.
Understatement.
A lot of people tend to use her as the butt of the joke.
More on the substance, Rachel obviously pushed very hard for trans and kids during the Biden administration. Extremely unfortunate, did a lot of propaganda, not very scientific, in my opinion at least.
Or in the NHS's opinion.
No. Anyway, Rachel is a controversial figure, but the Trump administration just did something kind of petty to Rachel that we're going to watch some news reporting on and then get your thoughts, Clarkson.
Because he knows I haven't seen it, because I don't pay attention.
You struggle to even pay attention when we're in the room together.
Well, yeah. Oh, now I started taking my Vyvanse again.
Ooh.
We're on it now.
A move by the Trump administration has sparked allegations of bigotry. The name on a portrait of a former state and federal health official was changed. One state lawmaker tells Josh Taylor it was an act of political malice.
This is, I think, a strategy, and it's really unfortunate and very disturbing.
That's Pennsylvania State Representative Dan Frankel's response to the Department of Health and Human Services decision to change the name on the portrait of former Assistant Secretary of Health, Rachel Levine. In 2021, Levine became the first transgender person to win Senate confirmation as a senior government official. But NPR reports the name on the portrait has been changed to her birth name, Richard.
What is the purpose of changing her portrait, changing her name, other than to create these types of divisions among people?
In a statement to NPR, an HHS spokesperson said, "Our priority is ensuring that the information presented internally and externally by HHS reflects gold standard science. We remain committed to reversing harmful policies enacted by Levine and ensuring that biological reality guides our approach to public health." Before serving 4 years in the Biden administration, Levine was Pennsylvania's Secretary of Health and Physician General. Frankel says the decision to change an official government portrait is meant specifically to attack Levine.
Take a look at her record. If you agree with it or you disagree with it, that's a legitimate source of discussion, and that should be how she is evaluated, not on the basis of her identification.
I think that's pretty plain and simple.
Yeah. So they changed the name on Rachel Levine's portrait back to Richard.
He went from Rachel to Richard. Like, if I changed,
Richard to Rachel.
Or sorry, Richard to... If I change my name, that's like me going from Clark to Claire.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, I become like a Jessica.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need a hoe name.
Ho, ho, ho. Whatever that means.
What's a good hoe name?
Amber. Amber's a stripper.
Candy.
Can't know. Anyways, sorry. You can be serious now.
Oh, well, I was just going to say what bothers me about this is Richard is not her name. She
No.
legally changed her name to Rachel, which you can do.
They say they want to take a gold standard approach to science. I understand that argument when it comes to medical transition of minors, because there's not enough science to support it. But there is plenty of rigorous scientific evidence that trans people and trans treatment for adults is good for them.
There is research. It's hard to do high quality research into this, but there is research to that effect. More importantly, it doesn't have anything to do with their name. Like I could change my name to a series of numbers tomorrow, and that would literally be my name. In the name of upholding biology, they are literally listing inaccurate information.
Yeah, it's not
on
true.
The official portrait.
There was no Richard that worked in that position.
Richard Levine never was this position. So it gives petty, and I mean, not that that's a surprise.
You'd think that, like, I understand the pettiness to like win an election because that's kind of what America wanted, but I think everybody expected him to be more serious. They shouldn't have.
Yeah,
they shouldn't have, knowing who Trump is, and they expected the administration to like, oh, they were just trying to win an election, but now they need to do their jobs. But it's like now.
I want to present the conservative side of the argument here. So Allie Beth Stuckey tweeted and said, "There's no such thing as dead naming. It is perfectly respectful to call a man Richard. Mr. Levine needs our prayers, not affirmation of his delusion." Riley Gaines posted on X as well and said, "Yeah, so we're done playing pretend. Hope this helps." So I would understand what they were saying more if what they had done was like change the pronouns.
Yes.
On like the bio page for Rachel Levine and went to he, him. I would still find that to be kind of unnecessary. Like, just move on. But I could at least entertain this argument of, oh, we're taking a hard line on reality. But in this case, you're literally not.
Yeah, you're actually the one who's fabricating reality.
They are putting, yes, because you can,
change your name.
Forget whether you think you can change your gender. You literally can change your name.
Yeah.
Names are made up. Names are sort of gendered, but sort of not, in that what is considered a boy name and a girl name is constantly changing. There are people with girl names who are boys. It literally is, names are a social construct.
So it doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. I mean, I just feel like this is on par for, it's just culture war nonsense. It's like, oh, let's get a win. Because so many people's politics are dictated by like, oh, what's going on Instagram Reels? You know what I mean?
Well, it just also seems dumb to me because it's like there's so much actual ammunition. Remember, these were the health officials during part of COVID. These were the health officials.
He's not going to attack anything with COVID.
Well, because he did it too.
That's why they don't talk about the spending either, but whatever.
They pushed transitioning minors. They pushed like all sorts of crazy stuff you could go after, and instead you're going to do this. I want to play one video, which is a Democratic lawmaker talking about this. Let's watch.
Do you know how much insecurity these Trump officials must have about their own masculinity, their own identity, to have to take the time to remove Rachel Levine's name from her HHS official portrait? Admiral Levine was the highest ranking trans woman in the Biden administration. And they have gone back to remove her name and put her dead name in. All because they are so insecure about their own identities that they have to lash out and continue to fan the flames of these culture wars when Admiral Levine was just doing her job.
Why are Democrats so bad at this? They are so bad at this.
Yeah, that's like...
that's not it at all,
Not every
actually.
bad thing someone does is rooted in insecurity. And to say they're insecure in their masculinity seems very like blame all men-ish to me. Attack the men who did this. It's like...
they're being petty, but it's not about masculinity. And it's like, also, I do get annoyed when Democrats are like talking about masculinity. It's like, okay, what is a man? Like, I promise you this cannot answer the question, what is a man?
Well, she can, but she won't. Because they know the truth. They just
but she can't say it.
Because they care. And I was actually, I think I made a post about this, but it had nothing to do with this specific situation. A lot of Democrats, they care more about virtue signaling and the way they're perceived than actually having a truthful conversation.
Bingo.
And so much of debate that happens with Democrats is them pretending like they don't know what you're talking about.
When they completely do.
When they completely do. Like when you say a man, they're like, well, what's a man then? How do you define? It's like, so much of it is pretend.
It is.
And if they were to redirect, honestly, like there's a vacuum right now. People are not happy with the right.
The Trump administration has low approval ratings.
Right.
but they just have to act normal, and they're like physiologically incapable of doing it.
I know.
They have to just pander and be annoying. But let us know what you think. Do you disagree with us on this? Let us know. Become a channel member. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the like button, and we'll be back with more Normal Gays real soon.